Dopamine Detox, rewiring your brain in an overstimulated world. We wake up to notifications, scroll before we brush our teeth, eat while watching, rest while streaming. Our brains? Never idle, always stimulated. But there's a growing movement, one that challenges this overstimulated reality. It's called the Dopamine Detox, and it's way more powerful than you think. Stick till the end to understand what dopamine is, how dopamine detox works, discover the science behind, and find out how dopamine detox helps against addiction and ADHD. What is dopamine? Dopamine is often misunderstood. It's not a pleasure chemical. It's a motivation chemical. A neurotransmitter that tells your brain, "That was good, do it again." In nature, dopamine rewards useful behaviors: eating, socializing, achieving goals. But modern life hijacks that system. Every time we scroll or snack, we train our brain to seek more. Not more satisfaction, but more stimulation. We want always more. So why detox? When dopamine is constantly spiked, our baseline levels drop. We feel less motivated, less focused, more numb. Normal things become uninteresting. This is called dopamine desensitization. That's where the dopamine detox comes in, not to remove dopamine, but to reset our brain's sensitivity to it. By removing artificial stimuli, we let our reward system recalibrate. Suddenly, ordinary things like reading, walking, thinking feel rewarding again. How to do a dopamine detox? A dopamine detox isn't about going monk mode forever. It's about taking time, 6, 12, or 24 hours, to step away from high dopamine behaviors. What to avoid: phone and social media, video games and streaming, sugar and processed food, internet browsing, maybe even music. What to do instead: journaling, walking, meditation, reading, doing nothing. The first few hours are uncomfortable. Your brain craves a fix, but that's the point. That's the withdrawal from overstimulation. What people experience. At first, people report feeling bored, anxious, even agitated. But those who push through? They often describe clarity, calm, and a surge of motivation. I started noticing the birds. Literally, I hadn't heard them in months. After 12 hours, I wanted to read again. Not scroll, actually read. It's not a miracle. It's biology. Is it scientifically backed? While dopamine detox isn't a medical term, the principle is supported by neuroscience. Reducing overstimulation can restore dopamine receptor sensitivity. It improves focus, reduces impulsivity, and helps combat addiction. Studies on behavioral addiction and reward sensitivity show strong parallels to substance withdrawal and desensitization. Dopamine detox and addiction. We often think of addiction as something extreme: alcohol, drugs, gambling. But what if I told you your brain doesn't know the difference? Addiction isn't about the substance, it's about the cycle: craving, reward, crash, repeat. Every time you get that quick hit of pleasure, whether it's a notification, a video, or a sugary snack, you're reinforcing that loop. And over time, the brain begins to rely on those hits just to feel normal. When dopamine tolerance increases, natural joy decreases. As tolerance builds, real life starts to feel flat, boring, unbearable without stimulation. That's the danger of dopamine addiction. It doesn't directly destroy your body. It's worse, it numbs your soul. The dopamine detox is not just a productivity hack. For some, it's a first step toward breaking behavioral addiction. It's the space where craving meets awareness. By removing the triggers, even just for a day, you begin to recognize the addiction, and awareness is the beginning of change. The detox isn't the cure, but it's the pause, and in that pause, you find power. Dopamine Detox and ADHD. For people with ADHD, the dopamine system functions differently. It's not broken, but it's inconsistent, and it often craves stimulation. ADHD brain baseline dopamine levels are lower, but comes in erratic spikes with novelty. Dopamine plays a key role in motivation, reward, and attention. In ADHD, the brain struggles to regulate it. That's why tasks feel either impossible or addictive. People can get deeply hyper-focused on a game or creative task, then completely avoiding a simple chore. It's not laziness, it's neurology. To self-regulate, many people with ADHD seek out fast dopamine. Social media, video games, snacking, multitasking. It gives them a temporary boost, but it also feeds the cycle of dysregulation. ADHD brains aren't underpowered. They're underdirected. Dopamine helps guide that direction. A dopamine detox isn't a cure for ADHD, but it can be a life-changing tool. It's a way to become aware of what's controlling your focus. Short, structured detoxes, designed mindfully for ADHD, can help reduce overstimulation, reset dopamine sensitivity, and train attention back toward more meaningful tasks. If you have ADHD, your brain is different, but not broken. A dopamine detox, done thoughtfully, might just help you reconnect with your strengths, not your distractions. In a world that never stops stimulating us, stillness is a radical act. A dopamine detox isn't a cure-all, but it's a wake-up call. Anne Lamott said, "Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you." So the next time you feel bored, anxious, or unmotivated, maybe don't add more noise. Try removing it. Please don't forget to like, share your experience in the comments, and subscribe for more mindful deep dives. See you next time on my way.